Bang! Neeves Knives. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, live on Neeves Knives. And I just seen we got a new Bang Gang member. Shout out to It's an Addiction. Awesome, man. Thank you for joining. That is amazing. Shout out to all the Bang Gang members and all the patron members. Actually, I just posted the giveaway for the patron member. So if you're a patron member and you haven't seen the giveaway, the winners were picked. So go and check that video and make sure you haven't or you're not one of the winners. And also I did an extra one. So we had 3 giveaways this month. We did 4 instead of 3. So make sure you watch to the end because you'd hate to have won the last one and not even realize it. Talika says, I'm not the one that said classes. I said I need one for myself to buy knives. Very generous of you, Jared. Very kind. Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Actually, I was blessed because the knife I gave away was donated to the channel recently. So shout out to all the people that donate knives to the channel to help support, because it is a massive help getting support through donated knives and things like that. So let's get into it. I'll be honest, I don't have a ton written down. I probably got like 15 things written down. So if you guys have some topics you want to talk about, shout them out. But we are going to get to some of the juicy stuff that's been going on in the community lately. Also shout out to Knife Rights, man. Knife Rights is killing it. They're always working behind the scenes for us to help uplift laws that are just ridiculous, that don't make any sense, and they're fighting the good fight for us behind the scenes, and you guys don't even know it. I know a lot of you guys might not even know what Knife Rights is. Knife Rights is an organization from Doug Ritter who goes into states, counties, cities, whatever, and fights the ridiculous laws that we have put in place against our knife rights, like the dumb automatic ones or blade length ones or whatever. And he goes and basically puts up a fight and gets them reversed. And he's the only one doing it. If you think about it, like there's nothing else out there fighting for our knife rights but them. So shout out to them, donate to them if you ever possibly can. They're working all year round, so they never stop. Okay, so man, I purchased a knife, man, and I'm not happy. I'm really not happy, and I already did a rant video on it. So I'm going to show you guys what it is. I'm not going to sit here and rant right here because you guys can watch the rant video, but I'll show you what it is at least. Show you what it is, just to maybe prevent any of you guys from maybe doing this dumb thing I did. So first off, I love Bob Terzola. I love his knife designs. I think he makes amazing designs. I love his custom knives. I've tried a couple of his custom knives and they were amazing. Now, I'm not a huge MKM fan. I mean, I like what they do. I love their designs. I think they do quality work, but it seems that a lot of not every time, but a lot of the times I deal with their products, I'm not happy. Like, even though I can tell that they do incredible, it's kind of weird. It's like you can tell they do amazing work, but then there's just like these couple, not like you won't buy it because of these couple details. It's like they knock everything out of the park and they almost overdo it to some extent. It's like they almost touch everything on the knife, and there's how I always say the little details matter. They go beyond with little details, like, and that's amazing. But then there's like just a couple things that it just makes it fail. Like you failed. So let's check out what I got here. I got a Bob Terzola MKM knife. So Bob Terzola designed. Was it the Maxima? I think it's called the Maxima. Yeah, Maximo. And it's a beautiful knife, guys. Beautiful knife. Let's take a look at it. Gorgeous knife. It's not cheap though. I think it was like $250 or something like that. Beautiful frag pattern. Beautiful, you could call it a drop point. I'd call it a spear point. Multiple deployments, reversible deep carry clip. Come on, focus. All the little details are there for sure. It does have a glass breaker, but you can switch it. It comes in the case. It comes with a thing you can switch it out, you know. Um, but yeah, uh it's a knife for sure. It's definitely a knife, but there's just some details, man. I love the design. I love the look. I like a lot of things about it, but the two things that I have a problem with are just deal breakers for me. And I talked about this in the video that I did on it. Should I return it? I don't like doing that. I don't like getting something and then returning it for certain reasons. Like I don't think that that's honorable, I guess. You know, it's my purchase. I made it, but I'm thinking about returning it because the things that I have a problem with are things that are, it's just it's too much money to for me to say I don't like these certain things on it, and it's gonna stop me from carrying it. And while it's still brand new and it's only been flipped, why not just send it back, get my money back? And it's not like I'll just take my money back. I'll still spend that money with the company I bought it from. I would never just say, "Give me my money, I'm gonna go spend it somewhere else." I'll spend the money still with them, but I think I'm gonna have to do that, guys. I don't think I can keep it. Like I said, you can watch the video on it when I put it up to find out the details that I'm having an issue with. It's probably not what you think. Return it if you feel like it. There's another knife you will get more joy of. Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, because I try to think in my head because I tell people this too, you know, like that if you get a knife and you're not really that happy with it, give it a little time. You'll warm up to it. There's sometimes some of the knives I love the most were knives I wasn't that sure about right off the bat because they broke in really good, like just little things like I want to enjoying later. This isn't one of those. This is not one of those. I have returned knives, but because the knife was immediately not for me. But yeah, spend the same money with the same retailer. Right, right. And that's where I'm at. Like, I don't like if there's a problem, like a real problem, which I think in this case it kind of is, but it's not. Like it's arguable if it's a real problem or not. So, like, it's not like there's an actual real problem, but I don't think anybody could deny, you know, that like if I returned it like that, I shouldn't have with the things that I have a problem with it on. If it's something that is going to ruin your experience, then with it, then for sure return it unless it's an easy fix. It's not. That's the thing, is it's not. If it was an easy fix, I would totally keep it for the content of showing people how to fix the issue. But it's not like that easy of a fix. Could I fix it? Yeah, but it would take a lot of work. Like it'd take a lot of work and effort to, and it would be completely modified. It wouldn't even be the same knife. So the blade looks like a Presidio. It's a beautiful knife, man. Gorgeous knife. M390 titanium, the lock bar insert. Look at this lock bar insert. They have multiple different versions too. They have micarta, carbon fiber. They have other colors in full titanium. In the bronzed full titanium one, you can really see this lock bar insert. Let me show you. See how big this lock bar insert is? That's not the titanium. That's all lock bar insert right there. On the bronze one, it looks really cool. One thing that kind of upsets me, and this isn't like, I mean, I guess, I don't know. It has a steel. This is weird to me in 2022. A steel detent ball. That's not like the issue, but it's got a steel detent ball. What? I'm not like, I know there's not really that, it's not that big of a difference, but it is like one, excuse me. A ceramic one's going to be smoother. It is going to be more durable. Now, I know a ceramic one can shatter before a steel one, but nobody's ever shattered a ceramic D10 ball. It's almost impossible to do because they're so damn hard. Like it's incredibly hard. I think you would probably dent a steel one before you'd ever shatter a ceramic one. Denise, thank you for the 2 crackers. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Starting with the donations early. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Just relaxing and enjoying the weekend, dude. How you doing? He's not talking to me, but yeah, so this is one of my bad experiences for the week. Like I said, if you guys want to watch the video on it, but it's just me ranting and crying and bitching and moaning the whole time, so it might not even be worth it. But I feel obligated to say something because I don't want to buy it, send it back, and then not have said anything to you guys, and then you guys later on buy one and have the same experience. I might as well let you guys know what to expect. I actually got a bunch of knives in, but those ones I don't want to show you guys because you guys are gonna love it. I got the first impressions going up over the next couple days with a bunch of knives. All right, so let's talk about this Russian deal, right? The Russian deal. So I got some Russian knives in right before everything started. Everybody knows what's going on. I don't need to explain what I'm talking about. So we all know what's going on in the world. And I got some kickback after posting the video on this. But you got to realize this was mailed to me and sent to me before that ever started. Now, I've talked to these guys since. And they're asking me, could you please still post a video on it, And I'm probably still going to. And let me explain. I made a deal, right? I made a deal. Regardless of what Putin does or what Biden does or anything like that, I made a deal, right? We have nothing to do with that. And just like he told me, like, they don't want this to happen. Like they obviously they really don't want this to happen. Like he told me, he's like, we're like sad about what's going on. And the people are separate from the government and the military and everything. So the thing is, this is the problem now. Hey, Mom. The thing is that nobody's going to be able to get it. It's not like I don't know, but I don't think they're able to ship anything out. Like, I think they can if you like pay cash or something for things, but you're not going to be able to get it. They're all going to be sold out. And then, so what's the point of me posting the video aside from me making a deal and saying I'll show it on my channel, not saying I'll say something good about it. I just said I'd show it on my channel, test it, review it, and give you some feedback through a review. Now, if I made that deal, then that's on me, right? But now that everything's going on, it's not like people are going to be able to get it. So then what's the point? Maybe for other countries? I don't know. But a lot of people, like I heard people made a bunch of comments, and it's like, this guy ain't got nothing to do with what's going on over there. He's just a knife maker. So, and like he said, like, we're really sad about what's going on and everything. But they can't do anything. What can we, it's kind of like this. Like, think about this. Think about if Biden did something and then you were blamed for it. That'd be fucked up, right? There'd be a lot of blaming going on. Yeah, I think the whole thing is a clusterfuck, but I do think it's worth the video. Yeah, I know it's going to get some kickback from people, but they got to understand, man, I made a deal, right? I know I'm not one to go back on a deal I made. My word is my bond. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, regardless of what, happened or what the other people are doing. Review it like the honesty person that you are. Lots of stuff there you can get, and lots of stuff there you can't get anymore. And you know what? I want to talk about that because after this donation from Telica, thank you for the 10 bones. I just don't trust all the liars who lied before, like the mainstream media and all the social media and They are all the ones saying how bad Putin is. So it makes me second guess everything. Facts, 100%. Yeah, you don't know what to trust. Don't believe anything the mainstream media says. So if they're saying stuff bad about him, I'm not saying say that like don't believe that he's not a bad guy or a good guy. I just wouldn't believe the things that they say, because you can almost guarantee anything they're spinning to keep your attention looking over here so you're not looking over there, and it's a clusterfuck of lies. So I just don't believe anything, especially if it comes from the mainstream media. I have a couple people that I'll listen to journalist wise that I trust because they've always been right, and they've never like lied and went like a certain way just because or anything like that. And it seems like, after a long time, and that's how you got to kind of figure out who to listen to, because you just go through the line, wait after about a year, and figure out who's fucked up, who hasn't said the truth, who's lied, and all that stuff. And through time, you find out. Through time, you find out who's lying to you and who's not, who's pushing agendas and who's not. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that, but I do want to talk about somebody that I know, um, that a lot of us know, was trying to buy something, because as we know, like Shirogoroffs, things like that, prices are probably going up, right? So somebody was trying to get one from one of the knife sites that happened to be over there, and they won't take his credit card. They won't take the credit cards or nothing. What they will do is they'll take like cash, like a direct cash deposit somehow, but not through like a credit card or anything like that. And the reason why is because I I don't know the complete like truth about it. But something about that, like through the credit cards, they're taking some of the money from them. So like if you pay with like a card or something like that, they're only going to see half the money. So just so that they don't lose half the money, they need you to pay like basically in cash. So which goes to show you like what's about to happen with all these products. So some of the products like I told you guys before, man, if you guys been wanting to get some Neeves stones, now's the time to buy them. They're probably not going to be replaced. So buy them now so you guys have them. Great stones. They're already here, right? They're already here. But once they're sold out, they're gone. Gone. Everyday EDC with the 3 bounce. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the super sticker. Fist bump to you. Thank you so much. Top Gun made it. Just been working, but I'm here. You're here. They banned Swift in Russia, so electronic payment isn't possible. Yeah, there was another thing too. I'm sure they're probably going down the list of banning a lot of things, but like with credit card transactions or something, I forget exactly. Like I said, I don't know all the logistics or whatever, but something about a huge percentage is getting cut from it. It doesn't matter, but anyways, if there are things though that you're wanting to get that happen to be made over there that you've always wanted, now's the time to get them before either the price goes up or you're not able to get them at all. There is a long history of Putin and his government's treatment of political oppositions and dissent. So now some people are trying to sell he's a saint. I don't know, dude. I honestly when I say I don't even really care, I don't mean it like in the way that people will try to say I mean it. I mean like I don't care what they say. I don't care what they try to spread and the agendas they push. I don't believe any of it. I just don't. Whether it's he's a good guy, whether he's a bad guy, whether he's this, whether he's that, it's somewhere in the middle always. It's never going to be the truth. I will never hear the truth. So it's like hard for me to put my heart into something that I know I'm being lied to about. You know, if I believed any bit of like what I'm being told, then maybe I'd care a little bit. But the fact that I know I'm being lied to, it's hard to care, man. I'm not saying I'm not talking about the people or the war. I'm just talking about the stories and what they're pushing and the agenda they're trying to tell you. Because remember, there's always an agenda. Always an agenda. Don't ever believe there's not an agenda. There's always an agenda behind the scenes, no matter what. All right, let's get to the next thing. Hoback. Let's talk about some Hoback knives. Everyday EDC with the 5 bones. Thank you, man. Another 5 bones. Mic drop. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Let's talk about some Hoback knives, guys. What you guys think about Hoback lately? Let's talk about it. This ain't no place for politics. No, it's not. No, it's not. Let's get on to the next one, which might be political too. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll give my piece really quick, just for those that don't know what I'm talking about. So we've always been under the impression that Hoback knives were made in the USA. Right? That's always been the impression, and I'm not saying that they're not somewhat made in the USA, but yeah, right here. Where'd it go? But we've been under the impression now. I'm not sure if he ever said that they were or they weren't. And I say that because I don't think he ever revealed where they were made. So maybe that's our fault. However, you're not going to tell me that you didn't watch all the people reviewing your knife over and over and over and over and over and over and over, saying they're USA made and not corrected them. And what I'm trying to say is that we've always thought that, and recently it's came out that they're not 100% made in the USA, and USA made blades who carries only 100% USA made knives had to take them off of their books. So they took them off their books because they can't have them. They don't sell knives they can't do that, right? That's their code, right? That's their code. Their code is we only sell 100% USA made knives, so they can't sell it. Walt Gilbert, it's all lies, damn lies, and statistics. Thanks, Walt. Thank you for the donation. So since that's come out now we have a lot of people that are very upset. Right? A lot of people are very upset because they thought that they were USA made. Now, this is what I'm not really upset, but this is what I'm upset about to some extent, is that he has allowed people, titles, and everything to say USA made. Now, me too, because I did a video a long time ago on one of his knives, and I said how it was USA made, all this, blah, blah, blah. Maybe that one was, right? Maybe we're only talking about a specific knife that's not the Sumo or whatever. But when you have people running around saying it, now you have people listening to those people, and those people go and buy the product based on that, right? Based on that. If you told me that, well, I never said they were USA made. Okay, but you heard them say it and you didn't correct them. That's where the issue comes in place, right? It's not that it's made overseas. That's fine. Say it. That's it. Say it. Most people aren't going to care, aside from the people that are buying it because it's USA made, because there's times when I am literally seeking out a 100% USA made. That's what I want. And if it happened to have been that knife, I'd be pretty damn upset that I spent that much money to find out that it wasn't. No, but this whole statement about the OEM that printed made in USA on a knife, and he didn't bother to tell the dealer it was a mistake. That, right? That too, right? Everyone who advertised that they were made in the USA knives should be worried about lawsuits. Yeah. Well, I think with reviewers, they can't be held responsible for that. But dealers could be. I don't know if they'd have to do a lawsuit. They just have to refund the money. They'd have to refund the money. That's what they'd have to do. I agree. So this is the argument that I would like to know, because I don't know for sure. Sorry, I'm scooting up my chair. It's a little low. So with the USA made, it has to be 51% made in the USA. So 49% can be made overseas. Basically, they can send you parts, right? And as long as 51% is USA made of the knife. So if you know, I'm this knife's 100% USA made, guys. So go fuck yourself. Say this knife is 49% made overseas and 51% made in the USA. I can say it's USA made. Now, you want to look at the little fine details because a lot of times you'll see USA made, but you won't see 100% USA made. If you see 100% USA made, that means it's 100% USA made. But in many cases, you'll just see USA made. Well, that means some parts were made overseas, usually. Now, does USA made blades take that into consideration? That as long as it's 51%, then they'll take it? I don't know. Was that holdback less than that or more than that or whatever? And it wound up being considered an overseas knife, not a USA made knife because it wasn't, or was it 100% overseas? I don't know. I really don't know. We're just talking about it. If you guys know, let me know. But with ZTs, yeah, I doubt that 100% made over here. I doubt they're 100%. Maybe some of their knives are, but I've always heard for the longest time that their knives are not 100%, right? That whether it's the screws, whether it's the clips, whether it's the bearings, whether it's whatever, some stuff is made overseas and sent over here, and then they do most work. So they're probably one of those that's considered a 51%er. Bought a holdback silver DLT, partially refunded me with store credit. Bang, good for you. Good for you on getting that money's back. I have a holdback because in parts it's American. I tried to buy American first, feels dishonest. Everyday EDC with another super sticker. Thank you, man. Got the 2 bones. Shout out to the Bang Gang squad. Thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate all these donations. You guys are amazing. I think that's your 3rd one so far. I don't understand why he assumes his overseas knives are worth the prices he charged versus others charging much less from React and Best Tech. You know, and then that I guess that falls underneath the clause. Like, were you trying to make it seem, because a price says a lot. If you have a knife, right? If you have a knife that's full titanium, M390, blah blah blah, and it's $200, you start asking questions like, is this USA? I'm not saying it can't be. I'm just saying you start asking, like, is this 100% USA made? But when you see a knife, that's a certain price or above, you start considering, like, this is most likely made in the USA. That's why the price is the way it is. Not saying always. I'm just saying. But yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard to assume why he would make the price he did the way he did. Unless if he was trying to, and I'm not trying to say he did that or not, right? I'm just saying that if you are trying to make something look like it's 100% USA made, well, you're gonna have to make the price tag match it. You put your deal over the human disaster over there. I'm out, and I was one of your first subscribers. Your excuse is BS. Gotta do, man. Do what you gotta do, man. 80% of the knives, including most of the folders, Sumo Summit, etc., all made in China. Yeah. Because that doesn't make sense to me, man. A guy, not a country, a guy, right? That makes knives sent me one of his knives to test and review for him. And then obviously he didn't know. What do you think he would have sent it if he knew? Then his country, like I said, you're the same guy. You're the same fucking guy that I'm going to blame tomorrow for what Biden does. The fuck are we talking about? Yeah, bro, just be real, especially nowadays. We know they build awesome shit too. Just be true, because like you said, some people buy based on that alone. Right, right. I do a lot of times. There's a lot of times where like I'm literally not looking for anything else but USA made. That's all I'm looking for. Like if I don't want anything but USA made. And I'd be pretty upset, especially if I was saying it, like you done 3 posts on it and said USA made. You sent it to a reviewer, they said it. Now everybody watching heard that. It hurts it, man. It hurts a lot of things. So it's not like it's just a mistake, you know. It's something that it hurt a lot of people. I'm not like physically hurt, but you know what I mean. Reputations and things like that. Get that China made hinder out of here. Oh, maybe able to still purchase the Russian made stuff through China. Well, I'm sure they're going to wind up doing that, but I don't know if it will make sense. Think about that. Do you think that it would work out for them to send a product that's say, oh, let's say it's $50. How much is it gonna cost by the time they send it there and then send it over here? Like, that $50 knife just turned into, like, a $150 knife. Now, I know when you're doing big shipments, the prices will go down and things like that, but I don't know. I'm sure to some extent things are gonna happen that way, but I don't know. I don't know because we could maybe, like, not willing to do business like that, where we're not taking products if they happen to come from over there. Because, there's ways to find out, like, come on. I'm sure during the shipment and freight and everything, they have ways of finding out where they originally came from and yada yada. In China, there is a town named USA, so they have a I didn't know that. Is that true? Is that true? Oh, fuck. That better not be true. May be able to still person the rich. Oh, I already read that. Oh man, I hope that's not true. So is the blade like 49%? The rest of it is like, yeah, basically. I don't know, but that's what I'm asking. Is it that way, or is it 100% over there? Is it 100% overseas made, or is it like one of those deals where it's 49% made over there and 51% here? I think it's different because obviously they can't say it's USA made. So it has to be more than 51% made overseas. So, but there you go. Blades and EDC just said it's 100% made in China. China. Jared, they answered all of these questions in the USA Made Blade slide. I didn't watch it. I'm sorry, I didn't watch it. I did not see it at all. I spoke on the phone with somebody about it and then seen some posts. Dude, I'm so fucking busy, man. I did not get a chance. That's why I was asking you guys. I said, I don't know. I'm waiting for you guys to tell me. But thank you guys for clearing that up. Yeah. I mean, that sucks. But I think what I was trying to ask earlier was what about his other knives from before? Because like I reviewed a knife, I don't know, like 2 years ago. And I thought it was USA made. I believe I even said it I'm sure I said it in the video. Was that also, or was it just this one? Was it just the Sumo? Wonder what the profit margins were on those. Now you're asking too many questions. Oh, we're like it's USA made. Likes are logging, so cue balls. Hmm. I'm a little backed up. I'm gonna catch up a little bit, guys. So I'm gonna Witty from USA Made Blades was saying he knows ZT's titanium milling blade grinds assembly are done in the USA, but hardware was not. I might be slightly misquoting. That's the way I always heard it. I always heard it that the majority of the stuff is USA made, but the parts, hardware, screws, things like that are done overseas and ordered overseas, which in a lot of ways, you can't, I'm not saying you can't blame them, but I'm just saying that, if you're selling a lot of knives and buying a lot of knives, to some extent, you might have to go over, not necessarily to China, but you might have to go overseas, like to Taiwan or something. Like that's what Medford does. He admitted that. He said that there's times of the year that he can't get screws and hardware, right? So if he can't get hardware and he can't produce them himself, and it's impossible for him to find them in the USA, then he has no choice but to go overseas, but he goes to Taiwan. So, and not always, it's not saying that your knife has that. It's just there's times of the year that he has to do that. At least that's what he said. Exactly. Bottom line, he was charging USA made prices for Chinese made knives. I see a class action suit in his future. QM Fiend says, don't mind that guy. You made a deal and following through with it. It's the right thing to do. I agree, right? Because now you're asking me to go past my fucking morals to make you feel better about, fuck. Like, that's not my style. I don't do that. If I make a deal, I fucking go through with it. They're still blaming Trump for everything. Biden was the one with the Ukraine deal. Like I said, don't listen to the media, man. Don't listen to the media. Patriotic and amazing knife informer. I couldn't love you anymore. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate it. Damn sure patriotic. What deal? Exactly. What deal? I didn't make a deal. Unfortunately, I doubt a class action lawsuit would do any good, since I'm almost certain he has an LLC. Well, then it would be a lawsuit against the LLC, right? Or against the whatchamacallit that owns the LLC. The whatever he has, like if he has a the fuck is it called? I can't even think right now. Brain fart. Whatever. A thing that owns his LLC. I agree with you, Fiend. You and your deals don't have anything to do with the citizens over there, and neither does the company. Right. And, they're going to get hurt over this, the worst, those people. I mean, me fucking showing the knife that I made a deal on in a video that nobody can buy anyways. Trust me, it's not, come on. The only person who's getting hurt there is me from my time. Andrew Toole, USA and South Africa have my favorite makers anyway. I agree. The South African knife makers, and Andrew Toole is one of the ones that actually taught me this and showed me this, between him and Spirited, about the South African makers and like how much farther your dollar goes over there. So since your whatever amount of money you have to spend goes so much farther over there in South Africa, now the knives that they can produce and make are just, they are so good. So the same quality that you would expect, say for $400 or say for $600, you can get for 400, or 800, you can get for 600. So your money goes farther over there, and they have some amazing knife makers over there, full custom knife makers. I'm sure a lot of them do CNC, but like even Chris Reeves came from South Africa. He's South African. All the names of all the knives are South African names: Sabenza, Umnunzun, Nandi. But no, yeah, some of the South African makers have amazing work. And one thing I also noticed about the South African makers is every single one I tried was so unique to that maker. Meaning, like, if I tried that knife maker's knife, and like say 6 months later I tried another one of his knives and it wasn't the same knife, a completely different knife, I could tell it was by him. It has that feel to it where it's like, ooh, yeah, exactly who did it. It's crazy how into, or like, I don't know, I don't even know like the words to put into it, but just like how much that their knives that they make feel like their knives. And also, in a way, the South Africans, like, you can grab a knife and tell it's a South African knife by the design and the way it feels, etc. But then depending on how it sounds and how it feels, you'll know exactly who made it too. That's pretty crazy. I'm just gonna. Oh, we got Knife Sergeant in the house. Shout out to Knife Sergeant. Custom Knife Factory is manufacturing in China, anyways. I've heard that a lot too. I've heard that a lot. And hey, we're gonna really find out now, right? The more they're not gonna be able to hide it no more because it's all. They're just gonna keep continuing. All the other Russian knife makers all just go down the swamp. You don't hear of them no more. You can't get them no more. Only on the secondary market. But CKF just continues to produce. That's hilarious. Kunwu's got good shit. They do. They got good shit. I like Kunwu stuff. I just ordered some of the last of the Neeves stones from Amazon. Oh shit, did you? I better hurry up and grab some of the last ones or the last ones. Because I'm gonna have to grab me some more now. I got so many. I only have one set of dragons, but I got multiple sets of the small ones, like for the fixed angled systems. I should have invested in a new set of dragons, but man, those dragons last so long. And the way I think of it is that I'll probably my next stones, even though I love the Neeves and I want more Neeves, but I'll probably wind up investing in the petrified stones from Triple B. I really want to try some of his. Those look amazing. I mean, do we really think that Spider Coast still makes knives in Colorado or just assembles there and designs? I think they do. I honestly think they do. And you know why I think they do? There's a couple of things. One, those knives have really good heat treats. Two, you're paying a lot. If you really think about it, you're paying $180 for G10 steel liners and a badass blade. That's got to be you. I mean, in my opinion, I think they're 100% USA made. Those ones. I'm not saying that, maybe not 100%, maybe not their hardware, but I don't know. Maybe they are. But I think most of it is because, like I said, for take away the steel, the same materials you can get for $20 from any company, USA or not, the same materials aside from the blade. You're buying the blade. That's what you're buying from them. The blade and the heat treat. Whether it's their K390 or Crewwear or whatever, their new blades, their new PM2s or S45. So, but yeah, I think those are made. And they have no problem with, because they have overseas stuff too. They have their overseas stuff and their Taiwan stuff. And I like their Taiwan stuff. I've never had any of their Chinese stuff, but I've had a bunch of their Taiwan stuff. I like them. If this is a problem that isn't important to anyone, just buy fixed blades. Dumbasses, just buy fixed blades. Quit being stupid. Gotta head out, but you are the man, Jared. Fuck the haters. Most honest and upright reviewer out there. Much love and respect, brother. Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate it, man. Bang, Mr. 2% loves Trump. Don't hate him for it. Don't hate him for it. Trump 2024. So Snap-on stopped putting USA on the ratchet heads and put it on the handle. Really? It made people think that the tool was partially made in China because changing the place of the USA. Is that like Kershaw? So Kershaw, most Kershaws are made in China. They have USA made ones that are made in the ZT factory. But most of them are made over in China. But they do have the USA made ones, which are probably fall under the 51%. How do you think they give you, the knockout, or what is it, the knockout and the bare knuckle for under $100? And they were even doing the M390 ones for under $100. LLC is limited liability corporation, meaning his assets are separated from the business, Jared. Right. I know. That's why I said that excuse me, that the LLC would be getting sued. Not him. But I need to learn more about that too because I'm about to get an LLC. So that's why I need to start doing. I've been watching a lot of content on it, and I'm trying to retain the information, but I've never learned it really before. So, I'm trying to watch more and more content on that type of stuff so that and because I figure the more I listen to it, the more I watch, the more I'll retain the information, but I'm still learning myself. So forgive me if I'm wrong about anything. Neve stones. Wait, Neve stones. Wise. Dragon or Phoenix? What grits? Go with dragon. Well, it doesn't matter. You can go with the Phoenix or the dragons. The dragons will just last longer. The Phoenix stones are 1 millimeter thick resin bonded diamonds. The dragons are 2 millimeters thick. So you're getting twice the life with the dragons. That's the difference. Both the same size. Everything's the same. It's just twice the life. Now the grits, if you're gonna get the grits, you can get by with 2 stones, which would be 4 stones because they're double sided. They're double sided, right? So you can get by with 2, but if you really want to do the good shit, you really want the good shit, get 3 stones. That'd be 6 stones altogether, double sided, 3 times 2. And then you want the 80, the 100, the 80, the 80, the 100 or 120 or whatever. Then you want the 240, 400, 800, and 1200. That's what you want. So whatever the lowest one is, 80 and 120 or 80 and 160, whatever the lowest one is, then 240, 400, 800 and 1200. The 800 and that's the F series. Remember, the F and that number, that's not actual grit. That's an F rating. So the F 1200 is like 5,000 grit. The F 800 is like 3,000 or 3,500. The F 400 is like 1,200 grit, or 1,500 grit, and the F 240 is like 600 grit, something like that. Around, I think it's a little bit less than 600, something like that though. Fiend, thank you for the donation. I do appreciate it, brother. I forgot to ring that bell on you. Thank you, brother. Putting the flags on the blades and not not the body. My Hoback A1 fine man, I'm all messed up. My Hoback A15 Slimline is now marked made in China. Got mine May in 2021. Huh. I don't follow Hoback enough to know like the dates on when they started or did anything. Individual deals with anyone doesn't represent their country. People are still people, and most Russians are against the aggression with the government anyways. Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to say. It was like, dude was telling me he was against it all. Like, he's not happy about what's going on. Like, he hates what's going on. And feels bad for what's going on, but there's nothing he can do, right? It's just like us. It's just like us. We could talk about a lot of things our fucking government has done and what we believe they did versus what they actually did versus what the other countries say that they did versus what we were told versus, I'm not even getting into it. I mean, obviously I always have our country's back, regardless, right or wrong, but I'm just saying though, it's like, I mean, I don't know about right or wrong, but you guys know what I mean. Always sore, cut up, always sore, cut up, crackhead hands. I just don't understand why. Always sore, cut up, crackhead. Talking about my hands? My hands are worker hands. You might not know about that because you got too much lotion on your office hands. My hands are worker hands. Done construction my entire life. I started doing construction when I was 8 years old with a full-time job. Did construction for 25 years. I stopped doing construction about 5 years ago, but I still work with my hands. So, yes, I do need to go and get me a pedicure, and I am going to do that actually. People keep telling me I need to do it, so I am going to do it. Because I want to keep my hands healthy, but fuck, man, getting scratches and stuff. These ain't even bad hands, man. I got all my nails right now. Okay. Fuck, I've had almost every single one of my fingernails ripped off. I've had everything. I've had nails go through my hands. Like, fuck. You know, somebody's got to do the shit. I always think it's hilarious. People with like men, especially, obviously not women, with soft hands. And I'm not talking shit about anybody with soft, luscious hands, right? I don't give a shit. But I always think it's funny though, the ones that have the soft, luscious hands when they talk shit about the guy with the work hands, because it's like you both need each other. Do you not realize that? Like the guy with the fucking work hands is the guy that's working on the road, the houses, the construction, the this, that. You need him, and you need those fucking work hands. Those work hands are what has built society around you. And just like the office guy hands, you need him too. So it's like, what the fuck? Another man talking shit about another man's hands? Go fuck yourself. It's easy because there's not many white people making knives in South Africa. I don't know about that. See, all the South African makers that I can think of are all white. I can't think of, like, not that it matters, like who gives a fuck what color they are, but I don't know. The Mahones with the 5 bounce. Thank you, brother. It's a PM. Wait, is a PM2 modified Warncliffe clip point or spear point? Most people call it a drop point because it is a drop point, or a leaf shape. They've kind of formed their own like blade shape. That's why a lot of people call it a leaf shape. This isn't a PM2, but if you look though, it's a drop point from the spine to the tip. It's just a drop point. But a lot of people call it a leaf shape because they've kind of, you know, formed their own shape. But I would not call it a Warncliffe because a modified Warncliffe, it's. I understand what you're saying with a modified Warncliffe, but it has way too much belly for a modified Warncliffe. A modified Warncliffe would have to be majority straight. You know what I mean? Because a Warncliffe is a straight blade. This is like a Warncliffe. Now, the one difference between this and being a perfect Warncliffe is the tapering spine, right? It has this angle here, which some people would just still argue that's still a Warncliffe. To me, it has a tapering spine, so the spine just tapers down to the tip. This having this clip right here, that makes it more of a sheep's foot, but with the straight edge, it's a Warncliffe. So this is kind of a modified Warncliffe to me personally. But, you know, there's so many gray areas with blade shapes. Bang. Oh, shit. I just passed up somebody saying something to me. Would you go 240/400 or 400/800? 240/400. Now, okay, so if you got the 400 and the 800, let me explain. So the 400 is that's still a great stone because the 400 is the transition from a medium grit to polish. It's not a polish and it's not a medium grit. It's the transition. It's the cloudy finish. So the 800 is the mirror. 800 and 1200 are both mirror edges, both of them. Once you get over like 2000 grit, you go to mirror. So 800 is like a 3000, 3200 grit. So it's a mirror for sure. But the 400 is the transition. So that's still a great stone. But the 240 and the 400, that's where you go from like 600 grit to 1200 grit, which in my opinion is going to be more important. So it depends on what you're wanting. If you already have a 300 and a 600 grit stone, then the 400 and 800 grit would be great. But if you don't have the lower grits, which are going to be the most important, because that 400 and that 800 will not work without the lower ones. They won't be even effective. You might as well just forget about them. You need like a 300, a 600 before you can ever do that 400/800. And remember, when I say the 400 and 800, that's the F rating. So the 400 is really, like I said, like a 1500 grit or 1200 grit, something like that. You can actually look it up. There's a micron. I think that the 400 is 20/14 micron. The 240 is 50/40 micron. So just look it up. The 240 would be like 500 grit. The 400 would be 14/20/14 micron would be something like 1200 grit, something like that. So Greg with the 5 bones. Tips on sharpening cold steel Trailmaster San Mai. Well, you have to become a Bang Gang squad member for information like that, Greg. I don't see the membership tag next to your name. No, I'm fucking with you. Tips on sharpening cold steel Trailmaster San Mai. I don't know if let me look it up really quick because I can't think of it. Cold steel, and I'll show everybody so everybody knows what I'm talking about. Trailmaster. That's a San Mai. Let me put in San Mai. Yeah, San Mai 3. Okay. Let me show everybody what we're looking at really quick. That's what we're looking at. Let me click on it. I could just pull it up on the screen for you guys, but I'm lazy. So, tips on sharpening it? I don't know. What do you mean? If you have a fixed angled system or freehand, it's a big knife. How many inches is it? It looks like a big knife. You could do it on a belt, but a lot of work. I'd say that it's definitely going to take a lot of work. How many inches is it? But if I was going to give you any tips, get a big stone. That's one thing. Get a 3x8 stone. You might have to do it in sections and then blend the two sections together if you can't get it in one swipe. If you can get it in one swipe with each one, but you're probably going to have trouble holding your angle from the heel to the tip. Now, if you have a fixed angle system, this is a completely different story. But if you're doing it freehand, you might be better off doing it on a belt. I'll be honest. Like a Ken Onion or something. The Work Sharp belt sharpener with the Ken Onion blade grinder attachment. That'd probably be your best bet, sharpening that. But you could do it freehand, 100%. I don't know how many inches it is, but you might want to do it in sections where you do most of it and then you finish off the rest. So what you would do, you would I'm trying to think of it. So you would do like this. Picture this. Let me just fucking grab something big. How about that? So you would do like this section first on the stone and keep your angle. And then after you got to that section, then work from this section to this section. Now you don't finish this part and then do this part. You just work on this part, then move to this part. Work on this part, then do this part. Then flip and do the same thing. Then before you get off the stone, you blend it, hit it in one pass. You just don't want to continue, working the whole knife the whole time like that because you'll most likely not be able to hold the angle the whole time. So hopefully that answered your question. If not, you can always hit me up separately and we can talk about it if it helps. That's not always true, though. We got Italy. You got Taiwan. Taiwan makes a lot of knives. Italy makes a lot of knives. I just did a video, guys. One of the knives I bought, I thought it was an Austrian knife. And I realized halfway into the video, and if you guys watch the video, you guys will see, I thought it was Austrian. And I realized halfway through that it was made in China. I felt so stupid. I'm gonna post it. Fuck it. I'm posting it the way it is. I already said it and I already did it. So, which foreign OEM forces the companies they make knives forces them to sign a non-disclosure agreement? Well, you already probably know that. Trump or DeSantis 2024. I would go Trump. Nobody wants to see DeSantis leave Florida. The standard spectacle clip sucks. That shit can't be true. But you know what I would argue is that it's not deep carry, so it must be USA, right? Who the fuck else leaves that much hanging out of your pocket but USA? Think about Demcos, think about Spydercos, think about old Benchmades, Hinders, right? We're king of the non-deep carry clips. So that it has to be USA made. Mostly folders and a bit of everything with the two bones. Can't believe you never had a tenacious. No, I haven't. I tried one time in a knife shop for like 15 seconds. Like I literally just opened it, closed it, and put it back. So nope, I've never really tried one. I haven't even gotten one in for sharpening or nothing, which is surprising. Woo! Not the face I pictured with your voice. I'll take that as a compliment, Johan. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm guessing you thought I was an old man. I get that a lot. I'd love a M390 knockout. I'm not a fan of the bare knuckle. It's a pain in the ass to use. I like the bare knuckle. I know what you're talking about. What you're talking about is Deathlock. They break in though. They break in really good. And to me, I just don't put my fingers on the lock bar. Like I've adjusted myself that when I grab a knife, I never squeeze the lock bar. I always take my fingers like this and they're always away from the lock bar when I flip it. That way I never do that. But this knife I don't even have to worry about and I still don't do that. I've just got it's like riding a bike, you know. I just gained a habit on not doing that. Unless unless he explicitly stated that his knives were not made overseas or definitely made in the US, I don't think a lawsuit will go anywhere. Him not correcting reviewers won't hold up. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think it's his I think it's his obligation to do that, but I don't think it's lawsuit worthy. But I do still think like morally it's his obligation. See, I'm not holding him accountable like lawsuit wise. I have no opinion on that at all. But I do have an opinion morally, right? Like what was the moral right thing to do? Because I think in this knife community, that is what's going to stand up the most. This community is like a fucking elephant. They never forget nothing. And and if he made the right statement or came out and actually talked about it, I don't know, something like that, they might be forgiving, and they might be like, all right, we get it, but I don't know what he could say to do that. Maybe if he came out and says, listen, guys, I never said it was, um, you know, the people that were saying that it was, I didn't know. I don't know what the fuck he could say to that, but who knows? But if he did come out and, gave not an excuse, but a statement about it and actually spoke about it and said what happened or where the mistake happened or something, then maybe, because maybe his opinion, and I don't know, I'm not speaking for him, but maybe he had knives made in the US. And then people were reviewing the knife that was made overseas because maybe it was only a few or I don't know, a couple. I don't know, right? But maybe he thought like when they said USA made, he was probably thinking in his head like, well, actually my other knives were USA made, this one's not, but and then he just never said nothing. I don't know, man. It's tough, man. It's tough. LLC it's malpractice for an attorney to not put you in an LLC in most cases. LLC is a no-brainer for most. Going to work. Good night, knife peeps. Thanks, William. Get your ass to work. And thanks for joining, brother. 80 and 150. You're talking about the Venetian Stones? Um, is it an F-150? Okay, 80 and F-150 then. Um, Shane Gables, what's up? Bang Gang Squad member Shane Gables, PKR, became a YouTube member. Thank you, Shane. Shane is part of the Bang Gang Squad. Thank you for joining, man. I know he loves sharpening, so he's gonna have a good time. Good time. Thank you, man. Shout out to all the Bang Gang members. Todd Carr says, okay, it goes 80/150, 240/400, 800/1200. Now, there is a mixture though. Like I have a couple stones that are what is it? Like the 400 and 800, like Fiend was asking. Like I have some of the mixed up ones where I have two of the same stone that I didn't want. So try to get that exact list: 80/150, 240/40 or 400, 800/1200. That's what you want. He says, I got the greater dog ones waiting for my glass and compound to get here before I use them, though. You can use them. Go ahead and use them. You don't have to worry about you're talking about the glass and the silica silicon carbide. You can use them because you're gonna probably use them quite a bit before you do that flattening thing. Just keep soap and water on them, and you'll probably use them a good 10 times before you'll ever probably clean them from brand new. Because brand new, they're good to go for a while. Now, after probably 10 sharpenings, now you'll be like, okay, I kind of want to clean them. And you could do that with an aluminum oxide stone at that point. But maybe after like so many, you're going to want to use the silicon carbide powder on a sheet of glass. But that's still, you're not going to have to do that constantly. If you clean them with a conditioning stone, they'll stay clean. Really, the silicon carbide powder is for flattening. But what it does the best with, and some people just want to do that. They don't even want to condition them with the stone, or they do condition them with the stone, but barely. Like they just in between sharpenings, they give them a quick rubbing with the stone, with the conditioning stone. They'll just scratch them really quick and then sharpen with them, and just use the silicon carbide powder every like 3 to 5 sharpenings, just a quick scratch. Because what it does is it knocks down the resin and it makes the diamonds come out. But right, if you're brand new though, your diamonds are as exposed as they can get. So you might as well use them right now. If that's what you meant, maybe I mistaken what you meant. Dun, dun, dun. Jared, they did eventually go back to putting the flag on the heads, but Kershaw knives, some models, the flag is on the blade, and others are on the body. Is that confusing people where it's made? I don't know. I don't know if it's confusing. I know the USA made Kershaw's by the backwards flag, regardless of where it's at. But I still though consider, or I believe most Kershaw's are only 51% made in the USA. So, but I like them. I do like that Kershaw or ZT or Kai, because Kai owns ZT Kershaw. I like that they do the USA made Kershaws. Those are my favorite ones. I think those are the best ones, and not because of the country, but just period. I think those are the best Kershaws are the USA made ones. Skip Ads says, and here I'm a farmer, contractor, and avid hunter, yet mine aren't all cut up. Well, you just ain't using them right. I'm guessing you're the guy telling other guys to grab that over there. Oh, I do home repairs for my business, and years ago, my wife talked me into pedicures would make your beat up hands feel better. Yeah, and I've done it before. I've went and got pedicures because my hands were so beat up before. Like I remember, I Like, my sister growing up, like, she would just grab me. Growing up, she would just grab my hands and start working on them. Like, cause she would see, like, that, from 'cause like I said, dude, I've been doing construction since I was 8 years old. So, like, I'd walk in the door, and she'd just grab my hands and start working on them because she'd see how fucked up they were. Um, and I've went and did pedicures before because I seen the benefits of them because there is a lot of benefits when you really use your hands. So I definitely am going to do that. But but yeah, like I've never been like obviously I'll wear gloves if I need to wear them, but my hands are leather. I don't really need to wear gloves too much. Um I had a 2-inch staple go through my thumb 3 weeks ago. Nice. Out of a compressed air gun, hurt like hell. I've been there. I've been there. I've had a lot of that. My uncle Billy one time shot himself right in the fucking calf or in the leg, like right in the calf, right through it. Just don't chew your names. I hate seeing reviews from people with chewed up yellow fingernails. I don't chew my nails at all. I just don't chew my nails. I always clip them. Um, but no, I don't chew my nails. My nails definitely what I have a problem with is my dry skin around my thumbs. And I use let me show you what I use. I try to use this stuff as often as possible for hand repairs, and I just like dip my fingers really quick, and then I massage them around my fingers because my fingers will get so dried up they crack. And when I'm working at work, I'm dealing with because now I don't do construction anymore. But when I'm at work, I work with cardboard and it's so dry, the cardboard, like one, it'll cut you, but that's not even the problem. But the little cuts you get, it's from cardboard. And I can't, and people always say, why don't you put gloves on? Because I'm also moving bottles. Like, you can't, I guess you could, but you're constantly going to be stripping off bottles. Like, I'll be moving cardboard and then glass bottles back to back, back to back, back to back. So, but the bottles are slippery. So you have to have a good hold on them. And what you do is you wedge them between your fingers when you grab them. You're grabbing two or three of them like this at a time. And with gloves, you're not going to be able to do that. And yeah, so there's lots of reasons why I don't wear the gloves at work, but the cardboard though, it'll get you, and it dries you up too. Just carrying it, it dries your hands. There's times where I literally I take up this like water bottle at work and I spray my hands just to give me some friction when I grab the cardboard because otherwise your hands are so dry from it. Um, did I say pedicure? I meant manicure. My bad. I need a pedicure too, though. Fuck it. Might as well get them both while I'm there. Um, but yeah, my sister, she used to do both to me. People saying they're not going to buy Russian knives because of what Putin decided to do is like saying if Joe Biden had the aptitude to invade Canada, then American makers should be boycotted too. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if you're gonna put it on the people, right? Not the military, not the army, the people, right? That are suffering from it. You're gonna put it on them what their president's doing. That's crazy to me. Um, I mean, I'm not saying that our country shouldn't make the moves that we're making. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, me as a person making a deal with somebody or possibly not buying, like, say, a TS Prof or something. Somebody the other day said, whoever buys the system's funding the war. And I couldn't help but think in my head, like, are you an idiot? Like, you think a few $100, like, whatever's because think about it, there's nothing else coming. So whatever's here is here. It's not going back. Whatever's here is here. So you think a few $100 from what's left here is going to help fund $1 trillion war? The fuck are you talking about? Like that money's gonna go to the company that made it. Not it's I know it's a communist country, so they take a large percent, but that money's probably already taken from them. I don't know. I just think it's fucking weird to think that a few $100 tool is gonna fund a fucking war. Don't be a bitch and do that sizzy stuff. Thanks for the donation. Thank you, brother. But I understand what they're trying to say. What they're trying to say is if you're buying the products right now, it's going to the government because the government's probably taking a huge percent, a lot more of their money right now. I get what they're probably trying to say. I just don't think the products that are already here, like not the products that are there, the products that are already here, are going to be doing any of that. Mostly folders and better everything. I have a Warncliffe PM2. There you go. Yeah, so how could the blade be a modified Warncliffe if he's got a Warncliffe PM2? Jay Friedman says, "Are you just going or just gonna hang on to that gripper until Jay Grant sends the repo man?" Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm just gonna keep it, and then one day he's gonna message me and say, "Hey, man, what's going on with that review?" What review? He's like, "Well, my gripper." Oh, oh yeah, forgot all about that one. Yeah, I got it coming right up, man. I'll get it right back to you as soon as I'm done. No, I do have the full review of this coming. I do need to get it back to him. I've had it entirely way too long. I got backed up with shit. I'm backed up with a lot of things. I actually forgot. I forgot. This is how backed up I was. I forgot I had this. I forgot I had this little double detent thing. Um and I feel so bad because I had it it came in a bag in the box and everything and I had it put up on the shelf, but it was like right next to stuff and it just blended in. And Lefty messages me and he's like, did that thing ever make it to you? And I was like, oh shit, yes, it did. And so I got to hurry up and sharpen this and get it out the door. And now that I've had it for as long as I've had it, I got to do a video on it. Like, wouldn't that be such a shitty thing of me to not have done a video on it? But I mean, I did do a video already of first impressions, but like to not review it, but to have had it for 4 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever I've had it, I feel bad, but man, shit happens, you know. It just happened to fall in place. And also, I'm not much of a double detent person, so I think that's another thing. And not saying anything because I did just buy a slip joint. So, but and I like it. I like this, but obviously, I don't know. There's a reason why I kind of forgot about it, right? Like I hate to say that because I think it's an awesome knife, and I think a lot of people would appreciate it. I hate the squeak it has. I hate that. But besides that, I mean, it's still a good knife. It is fidgety, but man, I can't believe I forgot about it. I just got a couple Viros in for sharpening. I've never felt a Viro with as good a detent as the ones I got in for sharpening. I just got 2 in for sharpening, and holy shit, they're the best detents I've ever felt on a Viro. Like, if I thought that the Viros had the detents like the ones I just got in for sharpening, I would have bought a Viro a long time ago. The Viros I've tried have all had like super weak detents and just it's crazy how much a great detent can change your perspective on a knife. Um, and that goes for even the closing detent. I noticed that too. Earlier I was thinking about this. I was taking a knife and I was closing it, and the way the blade got sucked into the handle, it just made that knife feel like, damn, like this thing is such good quality. Um, like kind of like the sheepdog. This thing is Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Richie B and Lindy Lou to the rescue. Damn, man. How long have I been fucking muted for? Look what you guys did to me. I'm so backed up on comments. I am muted. Oh, man. How long have I been muted for? Damn it. Damn it. Let me see when you guys started screaming at me. You're my, oh, man. John Evans was trying to break it to me. I didn't see the super chat. I was so backed up on comments. Thank you to Richie B and Lindy Lou. Shout out to Richie B and Lindy Lou. Andrew, thank you for the donation. John, also, thank you for the donation. You guys, man, I feel so bad now. This thing's so sensitive. If I touch it, watch this. Just watch this. Touch it. It's on a it's got a little like touch thing, but it doesn't push. It's just like it's sensitive. You just barely rub it and it'll mute. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. And I said all kinds of good stuff. The best part of this live was while I was muted. The best part of this live was while I was muted. Damn it. Oh, man. Props to Richie B and Lindy Lou. Go and follow their channel, not only for saving the day, but also to get your knife modding done. They do the best knife modding in the business. And they totally saved the day. I would have went probably for another 30 minutes just talking until I got to John Evans and Andrew's fucking donation. Was there another donation, by the way? I'm sorry if there was. I didn't. Hold on. No, that one's a long time ago. I'm just making sure I didn't trying to see if I didn't miss any. Okay, I think yeah, I don't think I did. Muted halfway through. Very detent chat. Was it the detent chat? Damn it. Man. I said all kinds of good stuff after that too, guys. So much good stuff. All right, let's get on to the next subject. Damn it, man. I wanted to talk about convex edges and V grinds and the differences between them and the similarities, and then also like why you'd want one or the other, right? And if it matters, right? Does it matter? Does it matter between a V grind and a convex edge? Well, first of all, what is a convex edge? A V grind is exactly what it sounds like. Just an edge, your edge when you sharpen your knife, the sharp part of your edge is sharpened with a V grind. A convex edge is kind of rounded like this, and it's supposed to make it tougher, right? It's supposed to make it a little bit of a tougher edge. Now, does it really matter though between whether or not you have a convex or a V grind? Now, a lot of people will argue that if you freehand your edge, that it'll always be convexed. Well, that's not 100% true. To some extent, most people, when you freehand sharpen, you learn how to use convex. The reason why is because it's very difficult for somebody that's just learning how to sharpen. Hey, baby! Thank you. Most people, when they first start learning how to sharpen, they're going to convex because it's very difficult for them to hold an angle perfectly over and over and over and over and over. Not saying they can't hold a perfect angle once, twice, 3 to 5 times, whatever. What? Yeah. Thanks, baby. Yeah, I see your colors. Looks cool. But being able to do it constantly, consistently, over and over and over and over and over, it can be difficult, and that's what equals the convexing. So it's not that you can't hold an angle perfectly across the stone. It's that you can't do it 50, 100, 200 times in a row with the exact same angle. So what will end up happening is that you'll hold a great angle over and over and over. It's just it'll be a different angle. So you'll hold like a 17-degree angle, 17.5 degree angle, 17.2 degree angle, a 16.9 degree angle, right? It'll be so close to 17 degrees, but it'll be a little off, which will equal convexing. And that's why the majority of people who freehand end up with a convex edge. And it's the easiest way to sharpen for freehand. So you should, right? That's what you should do. And you should be trying to do that. Like you want to try to get as close to the angle as possible. But since it's going to be so difficult for you to get a perfect angle or the exact same angle over and over and over, you should, I'm checking my mic now, you should just try to do a convex. There's nothing wrong with that. And in many cases, you'll probably, well, in most cases, you're going to be more successful. Now, if you could do a perfect V grind, would that be better? Well, not necessarily. So, a perfect V grind, in my opinion, yes, the level of sharpness will go up. Because, when I say behind the edge or behind the edge right now, I mean the tip. So not the actual edge, but behind the very apex. The apex, meaning the very tippity top of the edge, right behind that is going to be thinner than with a convex. With the convex, it's going to be more rounded, right? So now the convex edge is going to be a little tougher though. So one tougher and one's a little bit sharper. Now some would argue that because a convex edge doesn't have a shelf to get onto the blade because it's rounded. So behind the edge thickness, there's no shelf there. So some convex edges actually can cut better than some V grinds because it doesn't have that shelf going on from the edge to the blade. Now, do you need a convex edge to have a tough edge? No, you don't. Some people think that Fiend became a member. Shout out to Fiend. Shout out to the Bang Gang Squad. Thank you, brother. We got a new member, guys. Damn, we're getting all kinds of members tonight. Nice. So, one thing you can do with a V grind is, like, say if you have a fixed angle system and you want a tough edge, you don't have to have a convex edge. You can just lower your angle. Once you get down to a certain angle, not down, up to a certain angle, because the higher the angle, the tougher the edge. So once you're up to a certain angle, I was actually me and Steve were talking about this earlier. There's no difference in toughness. You're not going to be able to see the difference in toughness you don't need a convex edge when you're at a certain angle. A certain angle, it's going to be just as tough. It doesn't matter. Now when you dramatically drop the angle down really, really low, right? And you have a really low angle, meaning your edge bevel is very big. When you get to those level of, or when you get to that low of an angle, that's when it can start becoming a little more fragile, and a convex might benefit you. You might be, you could benefit off of that. You're going to increase the toughness a little bit, and you're going to prevent possible microchipping or chipping, period. Now, what I think is that even if you can hold a perfect angle, it might not be a bad idea to have slight convexing, where it's almost so perfect that you don't notice it. But you have that, and you know who I learned this from too? Shout out to Michael Christie, because I actually learned this from Michael Christie. So shout out to Michael Christie. If you want to see some of the best sharpening knowledge on the internet, follow Michael Christie. He doesn't really post anymore, but damn it, has he left so much knowledge out there. But he had brought this up, talking about slight convex edges, where it's not it's not convex, right? But it's slightly convex, where your toughness gets increased to the point to where you have a nice tough edge, but you have a low angle. So you're going to get the cutting performance that you would want, the sharpness level that you want, that fucking screaming sharp edge, but you're not going to risk being fragile, because that's the risk. The risk of having a super low angle and the highest level of sharpness is it's going to be fragile. Chuck it. Thank you for the 5 bones. I love convex, especially on my Thai sheepdog. 15 degrees per side. I knock down the sides of the round parts just a little, so it's slicey and retains good strength. Nice. Nice. Yeah, 15 degrees per side. I think that's what I'm going to go with too, honestly, because I don't know if you noticed this, Chuck it, but the Thai ones are a little bit thicker than the liner locks. So if I take this blade and I put it next to the liner lock one, the geometry slightly thicker on the frame lock, which is okay. It's not like it's a ridiculous amount of thickness. I'm just saying it's slightly thicker. So this is a little bit more robust, which okay, makes sense. It's a strong frame lock, whatever. 15 degrees per side would be a nice edge bevel on this. It would bring that level of sharpness up. I wish that this was their 4V or the 10V. Man. What does that say? After the show, go and watch Blades and Fades. Definitely shout out to Blades and Fades. Go and check his channel out. Awesome channel. Does a lot of sharpening on there, all knife stuff. So go and follow his channel. I need to actually see some of the most recent posts he's done. I actually need to watch everybody's shit. I got to catch up on people's content. I try to catch up on people's content at night. But by the time I do, it's like you can't catch up on everybody's. There you go. You can find Michael Christie there. Yes. Shout out to Michael Christie. Go and follow his channel. He has got so much sharpening knowledge. It's crazy. It's so awesome. Just the most amount of sharpening knowledge you can get. Now, sometimes he might use some language that might be a little ahead of where you're at, but he's pretty good at breaking it down and explaining what he means. And that's why I loved listening to him when he talked. And that's why I try to do that too. I try to relate things in a way to where anybody will know what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't, though. And I do need to be careful with that, because I know sometimes I say words and people are like, what? Like, what does that mean? Because you're using a word that means something that only people that know what that word means will know what that is. So I try to be better at doing that, at just explaining what that word means. Yes, definitely. Slight convex. Just a little bit. I have a shit ton of fixed blades with convex edges. Bang. There's nothing wrong with a convex edge. Convex edges are really good. So are V grinds. There's a place for both of them. And then there's a place for the happy medium, where you got a slight convex. Now, it's just a slight, where if you looked at it, you would think it was a V grind. Damn it, I'm bleeding, guys. I cut myself earlier, and it's I ripped off the Band-Aid a second ago. I should have one right here, though. Oh, you know what? Bang. It's nothing. It's just basically a paper cut. You know what I like about this first aid? Check this out. I'll show you guys something. It labels everything for you. So when you open it up, you got the cuts and scrapes, wound care, fractured sprains, good for Kara right now, and outdoors and other first aid manuals and stuff like that. That's cool. I like how it has it all set up for you. So I need this. Actually, I need this one. I also take and stuff things in here so I go through the stuff. What I always do with my first aids, I always go through them and see what they're lacking. Whatever they're lacking, I take one of my other kits and I fill it. And I buy the boxes of Band-Aids, the big multi-packs. I have 3 of them. I don't know why I wound up getting sent an extra one. I think they accidentally sent me 3 boxes instead of 2. But anyways, point is that so I'll take those because a lot of these first aid kits, the one thing they lack is not only good quality band-aids, but a good variety. And those are the things that I use the most in those packs. So what I do is I buy the multi-packs, which are really cheap, and then I take them out of the multi-pack and I fill all my first aid kits. Works out really good. I see some donos coming in. Come on. Chuck it with another 10 bones. Do you know if ProTech is doing the proper hardness on their MagnaCut? Just ordered the TR3 last night. I don't know yet. I haven't tried it. So I hate to talk shit, all right? Because and don't take it like I'm talking shit, but I have sharpened a few Protex that felt a little soft. I've sharpened some, and I'm not talking about MagnaCut right now. I'm just talking about steel, and I've sharpened some that felt good. But I don't know. I don't personally know Protec for just doing like the best heat treats. Not saying they're always bad. I know them as doing thicker geometry and in some occasions doing softer heat treats. So I guess time will tell. We'll find out. I'm very interested in testing. Now I could grab MagnaCut right now and tell you if it's done good. I've sharpened enough at this point. I know exactly what to expect. And since I have felt softer versus really good, and I got once I get that knife from Transparent Knives, I'll know what like the best feels like. So Spyderco's I think was 63 HRC, and that felt really good. Now, the one I felt from BGM was a little bit on the softer side. So that was, I don't know, 61.5 or 62 or something. So I don't think we want to see it under 62. And I'm thinking the best is, and I think they've already said this, around 64 is like what we want to see. 63 to 64.5. Transparent Knives says at 65 HRC, its toughness goes down to Vanax. The same toughness as Vanax, which is not bad for a folding knife. That's great. So I guess the question is what's the application, right? Whatever the application is, I guess you should do it accordingly. But I still think we should stick to around 63 to 64. Lonely Stacker, where is the knife missing from the display? Bang. I was carrying it today. Me and Kara went for a walk earlier, and she carried her, what did she carry? Oh, yeah. She carried the little 3-inch hinder. So I was like, I got to carry a hinder too. You can't go out hindering without me. Shit. Now that I'm home, maybe the buffer shall cease. Maybe. My microphone will continue to not be muted. Would love to see a price drop on MagnaCut in their future. Wasn't it supposed to be cheaper to mill and manufacture than other super steels? I think it's supposed to get to that point. I think what we're going to see though, and who knows, right? But inflation, we got inflation, plus maybe it's cheaper to make. So which is it going to balance out? I don't know. It's hard to say. And then what do we got? We got the market. You got inflation, market, and ease of making, right? Which one do you think is going to trump what? It's probably going to go up in price. I'm not saying that they're not going to be able to produce it, but probably like they did, or they're doing the S45 right now, because think about it. They replaced the S35 on what is it? Or their S30V, I'm sorry. Spyderco replaced their S30V with S45. Who else did that? Chris Reeves did that. And anyways, point is that it'll probably be the same price as that, but you're gonna see some of the new makers where they're just starting it, the price might be a little bit higher and then eventually even out. But I don't know, depending on the market, man, because if we're willing to pay top dollar for it, they're going to continue to charge top dollar for it. You know that. Yeah, I want to get that too. Has that dropped? Hogue has the Deca and Magna Cup for the same price, but has that dropped yet? Knife Sergeant? Because if it has, I'm gonna get one. I want to get one. I want to try Hogue's Magna Cut. I want to try Protex. And yeah, the price of the Deca, I don't know. But have they dropped them yet though? Like not the price. I'm sorry, not the price. Has the Hogue Deca and Magna Cut dropped? Can you get it? Can you get the Hogue Deca and Magna Cut right now? Fucking John. And you know we'll pay, right? And you know it. Oh man, I still have the Hogue Deca Magna Cut in pre-order, still waiting. Okay, so it's still on pre-order. Gotcha. Okay, I was gonna talk about what edges get the sharpest, but maybe we'll hold that one off unless if you guys want to go into that one. But otherwise, I was going to jump into story time. I do have a short story for tonight. We can either do what edges take the sharpest, or what knives take the sharpest edges, or we can go into story time. Or both, whatever. I want to join the gang tonight. Where's the line? You can join if you go to my homepage. The join button is right next to subscribe. If you can't see it, use another device. Use your computer, your iPad, something else. Because some devices you won't see it, and some devices you will. But it'll be right next to the subscribe button on the homepage. So if you go to my channel, it'll be like, I can't subscribe to my own channel, but it's right next to subscribe. Hey, now you still owe us 4 minutes, fool. I know. I got you. Z-Man's a member. We just gained. Fuck yeah. We just gained a new member. Bang Gang. Shout out to the Bang Gang squad. Hell yeah. Tri-State stream tomorrow on Sunday. Seems Logical says, here's a link for Knife Sergeant's channel. Yes, shout out to Knife Sergeant. If you want to go over there and drool over some of the most knives you'll probably never get to touch in your life. But, hey, you never know. Work your way up. You might be able to be a Knife Sergeant one day yourself. So go and check out his channel. He definitely has some knife jewelry over there. Tri-State EDC, shout out to Tri-State. He says he's streaming tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Shout out to Tri-State EDC. Go and check his channel out as well. I want to drool over some Magna Cut. There you go. Neeves, check your Insta DM after the show. I will for sure. Knife is bougie as hell. That's why. Hey, chat. What are E-locks, and are they any good? E-locks. I don't know. I can't even think of what an E-lock. E-lock. What is an E-lock, guys? Oh, hell, the stash. By the way, I got the mini Elementum yesterday, and it's a great little knife to carry on a neck lanyard keychain with a quick release keyring. You know what's funny, man? I got so much kickback on the Riet EXO. So in the title, I said most illegal knife or something like that, or one of the most, right? And I got a few people in the comments, like one guy was like, "It's not illegal to carry OTFs in California," and it's like, as long as they're under 2 inches, or it's like, yeah, no shit, man. Nobody gives a fuck about a keychain knife, though. Like when people think of the OTF that they're going to carry, or a balisong, or a gravity knife, they're not thinking of the keychain knife. They're thinking of the illegal ones. Like, and it's like and then I had somebody say, like, you can carry these knives in the USA. And it's like, I said in some places you could, but in the places that you can't, these are the most illegal knives. Like, it's like, how much fucking brain cells does it take to realize that that's what I mean? Obviously, some places you can carry these knives, but in the places that you have the most knife restrictions, this is going to be one of the most restricted knives. An OTF, a gravity knife, and a bala song. Like it's not rocket science. Like, and people are, it's like, dude even like was a smart ass. It said something about like old wise tales or something like that. It's like, how is that a wise tale that there's knife laws in the USA that some city, and just because your state allows it, your city might not. It's kind of like here where I live, right? Illinois. What you can carry outside the city, you can't in the city. In the city, I think it's 3 inches and under, and they might have just recently started changing that. Shout out to knife rights. I think Ohio just gained some new knife rights themselves. I think no, Iowa. Sorry, Iowa. They just passed like where they can carry OTFs now. Shout out to knife rights. But in places, New York, California, Chicago, other places, there's a lot of places, Detroit probably, I don't know. But you can't carry certain things, especially if it's over a certain length or if it has a certain locking system or whatever. Like OTFs. You can carry an OTF in Chicago if you have a firearm card. So if you have an FOID card, a FOID card, you can carry. But you can't if you don't have a FOID card. So most people or a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people do though. Don't get me wrong. But you know what I mean? For the people that don't, my next knife is going to be an OTF. I don't own one yet. I don't even know. Oh no, I do own one. I own one, but I don't. To be honest, I'm not a big OTF fan. I like a manual knife. I'm not a big auto fan. I've got a couple, and they're okay, but I like a manual knife. I just do. I'd rather be able to deploy it manually than click a button and it snap out. Personally, that's just me. So I appreciate a good manual knife over an auto. Now, doesn't mean I don't still like autos, but I will pick a manual over an auto every day of the week. Right. Or double edged. Right. Or double edged. I got my DUI carrying an XM18 and no issues with it. Yeah, no, I've never had a problem carrying, but like I said though, it depends on where you're at. Like here, if you're downtown Chicago, that's where the knife laws start. When you're outside downtown, it doesn't really matter. So it just depends, but those are like the county rules, or depending on the county, like Cook County. Cook County has shit laws, right? But if you move and you go to like Lake County or something like that, the laws are a little different. But that's where, just like in California, I'm sure certain areas like LA is probably a little different than someplace else, right? So it just depends. Well, good for you, Tri-State. Good for you. I don't really have a problem because I can carry whatever I want. And what I mean by that is I can't carry anything I want, but what I want to carry, I can carry. So that doesn't mean I don't want the things that I can't carry change to where I can. I still won't carry them, but I'd still like the right to do it. Cole constitutional carry will be nice, but it pisses me off. I had to do all the crap over the years to get mine. Um, it could be worse. You could be in Canada where they take your knife at the border. Then you could walk into Canadian Tire and buy the exact same knife, 100% legal, except when you go over the border. That sucks. I did not know that. I know they get crazy about knife stuff going through customs when you mail stuff. I walked into a 7-Eleven and there was a dude with a kilt with an AR and a sword on his back. That's where I want to be. That's exactly where I want to be. When I see guys with kilts and swords and ARs, I'm like, fuck yeah. I feel safe. I'm not crazy about the notion of autos. I think the deployment speed difference with your average flipper is meaningless. I agree. I don't think nobody can flip an OTF faster than I just did that, or an auto. So let's talk about let's do the knife story. Or sorry, not knife story. Let's do story time. We already passed up by 21 minutes. I owe you guys a few more minutes because of my microphone and my slippery fingers. All right. So, story today. I think I told it a long time ago. I can't remember. I'm not sure if I ever told the full story, but we'll get into it. About getting a broken nose. Spanky, he's always ready for story time. So, let me take a couple hits before story time. You can't feel safe with a man in a skirt with a broadsword and AR-15. Safe just isn't gonna happen. Oh fuck. All right. So, a while back I used to go to concerts a lot. And I was going to I think because I went to a lot of concerts, so I can't remember if it was Ozfest, but I think it was Ozfest. Disturbed was playing. I think it was Ozfest. It might have been a Disturbed concert, but either way, Disturbed was playing. And the concert, it's on a hill. Oh, Lonely Stacker, we got a new member. Shout out to the Bang Gang. Thank you for joining, Lonely Stacker. Hell yeah. We got a new squad member. So you guys know Disturbed, the band. Okay, so they play some good rock music, and the place I'm at, there's like a hill, right? So it goes down to a hill, and then at the bottom of the hill, it was super dry, and that's where the mosh pit was. So the mosh pit was all dry as you could get, and because people are moshing and shit, and the dust from the mosh pit is getting kicked up. So it's like a dust ball. Like if you're on top of the hill watching the concert, you can see a dust ball, and it's bad. But people are moshing, and it got pretty crazy. Well, your boy, I had to go fucking mosh pitting, so went down there and jumped in the mosh pit, and I'm in the mosh pit, and wrecking house, and it's been a full song. And if any of you ever been in a mosh pit, it's difficult to last more than like one or two songs, like because you get tired, of course. And especially when you have dirt in your eyes, your teeth, your mouth, your nose, your ears, you're just smothered in dirt. And it's like dust, like you can barely see. It's like, it's like getting glass in your eyes. And the way the mosh pits were going at the Disturbed concert, like every time they would get to like the parts of the song where it was like dun, 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 everything would stop, right? And people would just like, like be like looking at each other like they were gonna fucking kill each other. Then as soon as he'd go crazy again, like wah, things would just go crazy, like just nuts. And I had already been in there for one full song. Over a full song. I might have jumped in halfway through one song, and then I don't know, but it had already been one full song. I'm tired. Talica, thank you for the donation. Jared Neeves fans have heard this full story. Nice. All right. Well, we're going to continue on because I think when I told it was so long ago that there was probably only 30 people there in the chat. So I'm in the mosh pit, and it's past a song, but the problem is right when one song ends, another song begins. So as soon as the song ends and the mosh pit dies down, the next song's about to start. So it doesn't matter if you want out, you ain't getting out. Like you're already in, you're fucked. So I'm in the mosh pit, the song ends, and I just want out, right? I want out now because it's been too long. Like I said, I'm blind, I'm fucking covered, whatever. Well, as soon as the song ends, like I'm looking for the way out, and then bam, the next song starts. So now I'm still in the fucking mosh pit. And now it's gotten to the point to where you're so beat up, like you're fucked up. And I'm like, I'm beat up. Like, I'm beat up. And I'm tired now. I'm like really tired, but I'm still going. I'm still rocking. Fuck yeah, rocking hard. Well, I fucking wound up catching an elbow right in the nose, as hard as you could possibly hit somebody in the nose. Like just wham, right in my nose. It just broke my shit. My whole fucking nose just got crushed. And it broke my nose. So I wind up falling. Well, did I fall? I think I fell for a second, but I got right back up. But people actually seen what happened, and they moved me to the edge to get out because they know, like, if you get injured in there, you're gonna die. That's how crazy it was. Literally, like, you will die in there if you get injured. So you don't want to be a wounded animal amongst wolves. So they kind of lure you out if you get injured, and I got injured. So they start pulling me out or like luring me to the edge, and I get out. And but now I'm like gushing blood. My shirt's covered. I'm fucked up. So I go to the medical, walk up to medical, and remember, I'm intoxicated as all hell. I'm so intoxicated. We took a bus there. So we jumped on a party bus to get to the concert. Our party bus broke down on the way, and we had to get a new party bus to show up for us to change party buses with all our kegs and everything else. So you start drinking and start partying on the way to the concert on a party bus. Well, we broke down. That doesn't mean we stopped drinking. So that timeline, we were still drinking. So by the time the new bus got there, we're still drinking. So by the time we get to the damn concert, we're wasted. And anyway, so I wind up at the medical center, and they're trying to figure out what's wrong. Like, they see all this blood, whatever, right? And but they don't want to even help me. And I'm thinking, like, what the fuck are you guys even here for? But I guess I had a broken nose, so what could they do, right? There's not much you can do for a broken nose. But it did suck, but it was a good memory. And yeah, shout out to everybody that went to the concert with me. Some of them are dead now, but it was a great time and memories. But yeah, I went to Ozfest a couple times. Seen old Ozzy Osbourne. Does LTK have them now? He only got 50 in. I don't know what you guys are talking about. What was the next story I was going to talk about? Oh, I was going to tell this is a quick story because this is kind of dumb. I normally don't tell these type of stories, but it's kind of funny. So I had this house one time, and it was a bigger house. I actually told the story about my house where I had an in-law house and a big house. So I had my big house, and then next door to the big house was an in-law house. So my in-law house was just that, an in-law house. But it was a very old house, and it had a spiral staircase in it. So it was 2 stories, but it was really small. So it was a really small, little tiny house with 2 stories. And to get upstairs, it had a spiral staircase in the living room that goes up to the bedroom, which is where the bathroom was. There wasn't even a bathroom on the bottom floor. Anyways, so I had my spiral staircase, and I'm going up the spiral staircase, and it's a spiral staircase, right? So you got to like do this, roundabout thing to go up to the top. And I fall. There's no railing. So I fall. And when I fall, there's the stairway and the wall. And the stairway, because it's a spiral staircase, it has these bars that hold the spiral staircase. The bar hit my one arm, pinned it behind me. Then I hit the wall. My other arm got pinned behind me. So now I'm falling down the side of my spiral staircase face first. Nothing I can do. Like, there's no way for me to go like this and block my face. My arms are pinned behind me, and I fall straight down the side of the spiral staircase. And then I had like this shelf thing on the ground, and I went right down and wham, right into my eye. There's nothing I can do. I'm stuck with this shelf, the corner of the shelf stabbing me in the eye, and I can't get out. I'm stuck. All right. I'm stuck. And it's like, what do you do? What do you do? Right? When you're upside down, right? You're upside down, face down, arms are pinned. You have no arms. What do you do? Right? And my face is against this thing. So every time I wiggle and try to squirm out, I'm getting I'm like like I'm trying to like muscle my way backwards, but then you'd always lose and then go right back down. Wham! And I'd back up. Wham! And I'm fucking this shelf, this corner shelf is just punching me in the eye every time I move. I'm all fucked up. So I start headbutting the fucking shelf thing to get it out of the way. And I'm like, I can't fall to the ground because of this shelf thing that's holding me up by my face. And I'm pinned. It was so messed up. Finally, though, I like headbutted the thing out of the way and then finished falling. Oh my goodness. Talk about feeling helpless. I was so helpless. Like, you don't realize like how helpless of a situation you're in. When you don't have your arms and you're stuck in a tube. It's kind of like it's not really a tube. It was between a staircase and a wall, but the point is I'm stuck between a staircase and a wall without arms. It's kind of like even like a garbage can, right? Like if you go down a garbage can and it's tall enough, like a really tall garbage can, and your arms are pinned behind you, what do you do? How do you get out? That's the way to ruin your fucking day. Absolutely. When I got out, I had a black eye, a cut. It was like I had been hit multiple times, like with something, with a stick. A rock in a hard place. That's like the exact definition of a rock in a hard place. Carry open. Pre-fall to the actual fall. Pre-fall to the actual fall, right. But man, I remember because nobody was there. I remember thinking in my head. I remember this like it was yesterday. I remember thinking in my head, like, not that I'm gonna die here, but nobody's coming to save you. You're fucked. Like nobody's coming to save you. There's nobody around because you start thinking about in your head, like, when is people gonna be here? Like, how long do I got until somebody walks in and sees this ridiculous shit? Like, not only ridiculous, but is there to help you. They're not coming. You got to save yourself. So, how are you getting out of this mess? It sucked, man. And I remember when it was over, like when I finally got the shelf thing to fall or whatever, and I fell all the way, it was painful the last fall. But it was also like, it was like the type of pain that was like, oh, thank God. Because it's like the last bit of pain. I'm so fucked. Been there. That's what you're thinking. I'm fucked. In some places, the clip showing counts as open carry. Again, usually up to the cop. Everything's up to them. What do you call a man with no arms in a can? Right. Candy man. I got stuck in a cave way underground in Tennessee. Oh shit. Helpless feeling sucks. Just breathe. Yeah. It's crazy you said that. That was another thing. When I was pinned, it's like because of me being upside down and being the thing against my eye, there was also something against my chest. I cannot remember what it was, but something was also pushing on my chest. I think it was actually the side of the railing or something. I'm not positive, but it was actually doing that to me where it was like suffocating me. And I had to relax because I was like trying to squirm. All I was doing was just continuing to fall down and hit the exact same thing in my eye. I got lucky it didn't actually stab me in the eye, that it was hitting me like here and here and here and here. So lucky. So lucky. Because if you guys don't remember all my stories, I've had some pretty significant eye injuries. And I think that was after I got shot in the eye too, so. I once passed out on my stomach with my arms folded underneath me. When I woke up, both my arms were asleep. It was about as helpless as I've ever felt. I've had my legs do that, and then you don't realize it till you stand up, and you just collapse. Oh man, I've had that happen. Where literally I stood up so fast because you have to, go to the bathroom, or you just wake up and you rapidly stand up, and you stand up, but then you realize your legs are dead. But they're not dead until you stand up because the blood circulation is like cut off. So as soon as you stand up, you just right to the ground. But the The cavern thing though, I've done some pretty cool cavern trips, badass cavern trips. And I remember one time I was in one and I had to go down into this tunnel that was down there, and it was just like a black hole. And the hole was the size around as your body. So we were climbing through this hole like this, trying to get through with bats flying by and shit. That was crazy because all you kept thinking about was, if this thing gets too small, what do I do? Like, because if it gets too small, I'm gonna have to back out this whole way, and it's very difficult. I want a life alert bracelet. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Send 2 blondes, please. Oh man. What do you do if you do that? You know, if you have one of those, what do you do? Like, if you're pinned like that, you can't even call for the blondes. You can't even call for the blondes. I mean, unless if you can chin it or something, maybe it's falling and it's in your mouth. You can bite it and bite in the button. Whoa, I once ate 15 bars on accident. How do you eat 15 bars on accident? I hit the zany blackout phase and forgot how many I snorted. Don't remember an entire 4 days. I believe that. I believe that. I've seen a lot of people do that. I've had my fair share too, but I was never the one to take that many fucking bars. That's a lot of fucking bars, man. There's a lot of fucking bars. Yeah, 15 bars. That's 30 milligrams. Fuck you up real quick. You know that line all too well, G-Ball. It's very easy to go from feeling great to blacked out. More than blacked out, man. You're not gonna see you. Not only like it was you, you could wake up 3 days later and you ain't gonna remember that day. You'll not remember that day. See you in a week. You'll start remembering shit after a week. You'll wake up 2 days later, and the crazy thing is when you do go on those things, you lose everything. You lose everything. You won't find your car keys, your wallet. It's weird how everything's missing. Everything. It's like the things that you normally would just keep in your pocket, you'd never take out of your pocket, are gone. Everything. Like, you could be like the best person with your phone, the best person with your wallet, and it's missing. And you don't even have a hint of where it's at. Like, not even a brain cell that could say, oh, yeah, I used it here. Nothing. It's gone, erased from your memory. So now you're playing the game with, I have to look everywhere. Like, no places. And you start trying to think, like, well, I wouldn't do this. But you don't know if you wouldn't do that when you're on bars. You probably would. I don't remember anything. Only what my wife and mother told me. I fought people, microwave cereal. Oh my God. This is, dude, I have stories just like this. Slept in a corner for an entire day. I remember my cousin, man. My cousin was on however many bars. He wound up making pork chops and cereal, because that's another thing. You get the munchies so bad. You wind up eating things that you don't even like. Like, it's weird the things you will eat on a bar phase. Like, you will like I said, my cousin, pork chops, and I don't mean pork chops and cereal. I mean pork chops in cereal. He had a bowl of cereal with pork chops in it. Fuck, man. Yep, you do. And you'll wake up with 20 different things in your pocket, but nothing is yours. Oh, man. So crazy. It means like, shit, I lose stuff sober. Don't need to take no bars. Had to stop Zanny's cold turkey from doctor cutting me off. Ooh, that sucks. But don't do that stuff anymore. So I guess it worked. Good for you. Good for you. But man, that's no way to do it, man. No doctor should do that to somebody. There's ways to do stuff. That's not good. But good for you on getting off of it though. I haven't seen a Zanny in 5 years. Um, make you want to steal everything. I lost my truck on those damn things. Everybody loses their vehicle. Everybody. Every time I've taken them, well, not every time, but a lot of the times I've taken them, I've lost my car. You lost your keys and your car. You'll wake up and be like, "Where's my car keys?" And you're looking around, like trying to figure out where the fuck is my car keys. And then you'll think like maybe they're in the car. You go outside, the car's not there either. Where the fuck is the car at? What's up, Bama? Bama Balama came in here. What's up, brother? Out to dinner with friends after a day. Oh, fucking cue ball shows up now. Now he shows up. Just joking. At the day at the range. Hope you all are having a great weekend. Shout out to cue ball and Bama Knife Guy for coming in late. They were probably together. I hope your shooting was fun. It's always a good time, so sounds like a great time. Can you say hey to my son Easton? He's chilling with me. What's up, Easton? Shout out to Easton. Everybody give Easton a wave. Shout out to Easton, Bama Knife Guy's son. Hopefully you guys are having a good time. Shout out to the future knife guy. Two things that you can die from: the withdrawal from Xanax and alcohol. Bang. It's true. I think you could die on more things than that. It's just different. Kind of like, obviously, you know, aside from overdosing and stuff, like the withdrawals from things can kill you in many different ways. There we go. Todd Carr gave Easton a wave. Hey, Easton. Q1 Fiend just linked Bama Knife Guy. Hopefully he's going to be putting some content out there. Hopefully me and him will be getting together again soon to shoot a live. That'd be awesome. Lost one of my knives this morning. We found it in my buddy's deep freeze. Whoa. Too much scotch and bourbon. Yeah, that'll happen. Wow, found it in a deep freezer. I had one benzo seizure. Whoa. I had one benzo seizure one time, and I was like a stroke victim for 3 days in the hospital. Damn. That's crazy. That's nuts. There you go. That's how it goes. You don't, nobody ever, and this is a myth, regardless of what you think, nobody ever quits an addiction. You replace it. The point is to replace it with something better than the addiction you're trying to get rid of, regardless of what it is. Easton says, hey to everybody. How you guys doing? I get to, Talica, thank you for the 5 bones. I get to take my 4-year-old to his first ice hockey game. Nice. A Wolves game. No masks needed. Bang, bang. Awesome. Nice. I think that shit's supposed to end, man. I think it's supposed to be over. Wasn't it supposed to be over for Illinois, like the beginning of the month? I haven't been wearing them in months, so I don't give a fuck. The way I see it is the reason why it's all prolonged is because all you motherfuckers keep wearing them. It ain't from me, for damn sure. How much is your sharpening service? Usually $30 per. So for people that don't understand my knife sharpening service, most edges, excuse me, it's usually $30 per knife, but I will give you a deal if you need one. Like if somebody needs a knife sharpened and they don't have the funds to, like, say if it's a cheap knife or a budget knife and they can't afford a $30 edge, I get it. I'll still give you a knife sharpening for less. I have 3 different charges that I do, between $10, $20, and $30. But like my premium edge is $30 a piece. So, and that goes for super steels and things like that. Now, if it's just a knife and you just need a sharpening, that's fine. I can give you a deal. But it's just going to be the factory angle and a good working edge, right? I'm not going to give you the works. But usually it's $30 a piece plus shipping. Now, I do offer for like certain types of fixed blades and certain types of old beater kitchen knives. It's $10 a piece on a belt sharpening, but that's a belt sharpening. It's not a stone sharpening. If it hits the stone, it's at the very minimum $20, and then $30 for premium edges. And that goes for, what? Well, dang. Well, dang, I need the $10 holla. The $10 edge is the belt sharpening. So, that's usually people usually don't want that. But like I said, if it's old kitchen knives, certain fixed blades, you might want that because you just want a sharp edge. And a belt sharpening, it takes me only a couple minutes to do it. If I have to pull out the stones or use, the system and shit, that's when I have to put in that work, and it takes me a while. So, and if I use my really expensive stones, then it's going to take me, or it's not about how long it takes me. It's also about the stones I'm using, the progressions, and it's a little bit more difficult. Like if I'm going to do a polished edge, that's more difficult than a toothy edge. Either way though, the quality is still there. Even if I give you the affordable sharpening, the quality is still there. I'm not cutting corners. I'm just not going to do as high of a grit, and I'm not going to do as low of an angle, right? I'm going to give you the same angle that's on the knife, and it's going to be a medium to coarse grit edge, but it'll still be fucking sharp as hell. Thank you, Fiend. I do appreciate it. Yes, hit me up on Instagram or through my email for knife sharpening. Explain shipping charges. So shipping charges is just USPS. It's usually like if you're just sending a couple knives and pouches, it's like $10. But if you're sending a big box of knives, then it's whatever that big box costs. Now, if you want it insured, it's all on you, right? So whatever you want the shipping to be. But the minimum is usually $10. So figure $10 for shipping, and you have to pay me for that. You don't have to send me the return shipping label. You just have to pay me to get it. Or if you want extra I gotta oil that D10. Or if you want insurance, and you have to pay for the insurance of whatever cost you want. Like if they're really expensive knives, you might want extra insurance. Most people don't do insurance, so. Great live stream again, Jared. You always have the best live streams, except when your mic. Thanks, Sharp Thoughts. Yes, smart ass. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Oh, Maurice is taking a little break from the community. He says he's watching a little bit, but he had to take a little break. So he'll be back. He said he'll be back. Bam with the 5 bones for my sweet baby Neeve, or Daddy as I call him. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Zaddy. Thank you, brother. My favorite movie. Is that a movie? I didn't know that. Huh. Maybe you're just talking shit. Shout out to Maurice. Yes, shout out to Maurice. Our long lost brother that hopefully will be back soon. Maurice is the man if you're watching, buddy. Yeah, hopefully he is watching. Shout out to Maurice. He's always a good time. But yeah, he said he had to take a little break. He'll be back though. That's Knife Zaddy. Zaddy. Not with a Z. Zaddy. Yeah, where else can you learn knife sharpening tips and lip reading? See, that's right. See, I'm glad Mr. B-Dub understands what I was trying to teach you guys. You guys need to learn lip reading. So I'm glad we got that out there. First lesson. Wait till you guys start getting good at it. Full live streams. Oh, fuck. If Maurice was here, I ate soup today and I have some stuff to a new home for the rest of my feet. That's exactly. Holy shit. Oh, that's good. I'm happy for you. Still fighting the fight. Both of us. Stay strong, brother. Absolutely. Stay strong for sure. Definitely. Yeah, for anybody else out there, staying with the sober life, fighting the good fight, good for you. Keep it going. Um, oh shit, B Dub 180 in the house. He was one of my 1K giveaway winners. There you go. Shout out to Blades and Fades again. Definitely go and follow his channel. Rip. Damn it, man. I'm all messed up. Lip reading down south is tough. Everybody has a fucking dip in the lip, and I don't enunciate. That's hilarious. Yeah, that would be tough, right? That would be super tough. You got the old sideways lip going. I like this microphone better than that rabbit ass you used to have. I know. You like it though, right? Look at that. Look at that fucker. That fucker looks good. The only thing is I gotta be careful touching the top, otherwise it'll mute the damn mic and you guys will be freaking out. All right, guys, I'm gonna take off. I know you guys probably got places to be. Don't forget Cole's live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, I think he said. Shout out to Tri-State EDC and shout out to all the other channels. Kyle says reading. Come on, what the hell? Reading lips is easy with Jared. With a woman, you need to have them take pants. That's a good one. That's a good one. Peace out, brother. Peace out. And thank you for everybody for joining me. Shout out to all the Bang Gang Squad members. If you guys want to join the Bang Member Squad for the knife sharpening lives and all the knife sharpening content, the join button is right next to the subscribe button in the homepage. Also, shout out to all my Patreon members. If you guys want to join the Patreon, you guys can find that link usually at the bottom of the description of the videos. The patrons just won a giveaway today. 4 of them. 4 giveaways today, and they have another one right around the corner. So be watching out for the new giveaway entry video coming up soon. And shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you everybody who donates in my lives. Thank you to everybody who joins my lives. I appreciate this, you guys. I have a hell of a time. I always love talking knives with you guys. Shout out to all my friends who I hang out with on the sidelines, in the Instagram and on the phone and emails and everything else. I love all you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Peace.